Okay, so I just finished reading the article about the space shuttle, the Challenger, and the first question I wanted to address was just what NASA could have done differently um, with what they did with the space shuttle. I think one of the things is they should have emphasized the safety of the people, the astronauts, the workers that they had, and that's something they really didn't do. I know they were feeling a lot of pressure from different things. They had a lot of projects they were trying to do. Of course, the president was about to give his speech about the first teacher in space that was supposedly going to be on the Challenger. But, you know, they got so caught up in that pressure and trying to do all of these things at once that they completely threw out the safety of these astronauts and these people that were involved, and they almost took a shortcut on doing a hard thing. They skipped out on the safety, and they were willing to take risks that shouldn't have been taken. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was about Roger Boyce-Jolly, what he should have done differently, and I don't know that there's a whole lot that he could have done differently without losing his job. He did voice his concerns. He talked about how he wasn't okay with signing off on the project and saying that it was safe because he saw concerns and he knew based on his research that it wasn't going to be safe, and because of that he just didn't sign off. And I think he was able to voice his concerns, but one thing maybe if he had known what was going to happen because of their decision to go through with the project, he might have been a little bit more vocal about his concerns. He might have pushed it a little bit more and taken a little bit more risk, knowing that these astronauts were going to die if he didn't. But he didn't know that, and I think anybody as a person can look back with hindsight and say, oh, well, I would have done this had I known, but he didn't know, and I think he did what he could to the best of his ability, which was just to not sign off on the project and to voice his concerns and let them know the risks. He didn't know what would be the result, but he knew that it was risky and that there could be just terrible results because they chose to go through. And the final thing was just about future, like engineers with management, and what comes first is or listening to your management or the safety of the people. And I think obviously it's the safety of the people. And you have the management, which you need to respect, and you need to show that you respect their authority, but as an engineer, your first priority is the safety of the people. And it said that in this article, that when they go to school, that's what they sign. They sign this agreement saying that first and foremost is the safety of people, and people need to realize that. Engineers need to realize and emphasize that when it comes to respecting management, yes, but put the safety of the people first, even if it means risking your job, because you don't want to be responsible for something that happened on the Space Shuttle Challenger on that project. You don't want to be responsible for people dying. You want to be the person that saved lives because you were willing to speak out, and I think that should be the first and foremost priority of all engineers. That was a few of the things that I wanted to talk about, and I hope you enjoyed it.